So, I find it really interesting that someone who's in a metal band like you listens to stuff other than that, because I feel like I may not be a musician, but if you want to branch out and expand your sound more, you'll listen to stuff that's not necessarily your own genre. That actually brings me to my next question. What is your favorite Michael Jackson song?
I think it is Get on the Floor it's on the first record. Off the Wall is the album. And that song's got some stupid, funky bass lines. And my favorite thing about Michael Jackson is his vocals. Not when he's singing like a woman, but when he's doing the daddy, daddy. He's like got the fucking dirt in his voice. He's got one of the coolest fucking voices ever, I think. That's my answer. Michael Jackson's fucking sick. And if you disagree, you're so not metal.
Yeah, I also find it really interesting that you mentioned Mr. Bungle as being one of their first album being one of your favorite records. What do you think about Mike Patton? Because I personally think that dude may be the most versatile vocalist ever. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's a man. He's made millions of dollars from using his voice. That's really amazing. And he's definitely one of my favorite singers, especially back in the day. Like the first Faith No More record is one of my favorites. The Real Thing is a great album. And the first Bungle record is one of my top 10. If I was stranded on a desert island with a record player and I could take 10 albums with me, that would be one of them. And if anyone has not heard Mr. Bungle, go listen to it. Right now.
Right now. That's actually the question I was about to ask you next. If you could only listen to 5 or 10 of their albums, what would some be?
I would definitely have some Mr. Bungle in there. I would have some Ludwig van Beethoven in there. It would have to have some Frank Zappa, Metallica. I don't know. It's really hard to say because I love so many different things. Now, if I could have like a top 500 things to take with me, that would be much easier to answer.
Alright, so I know you guys are on tour right now. What do you guys have coming up the rest of the year? Any tours? I mean, you put out a new album, so probably not new music, but any tours we should know about?
Yeah, after this trip, we got a couple weeks off, and then we're heading over the pond to Europe. We're doing a headline run over there with a band from Spain called Angelus Apatrida, and a band from the UK called Savage Messiah, and it should be really fucking awesome. That's what we're going to do with the rest of our year.
So have you guys played in Europe before?
Yeah. This will be our third time going.
I figured. What are the audiences like in Europe compared to the U.S. Or what are some of the differences between them?
I think honestly that America likes to fucking rage in a mosh pit more than Europe does. Europeans really know their history, like in metal though. Like the Germans will just stand there and watch you like this the entire time, and then after the show is over, we will tell you, you were very good this time, but maybe last time you were a little bit better, maybe. They'll say things like that, or, I don't know, it's a different world over there, different culture. But, I will say this, a good show here is just as good as a good show over there. There's not like, Europe's better or America's better.
Yeah.
Good show here or there. Spectacular.
Alright, well, we'll wrap this thing up. Do you have anything you'd like to tell your friends, fans, family back home, etc.?
Yes, to all the fans, to anyone that's ever bought an album or a CD or came to a show or told their friends about our band, thank you very much, because without you guys, we would not exist. And to everyone who's potentially listening to this, think for yourself and support music, and the world will be a much better place.
I like this. Again, this is Bradley Dillon for thenewfury.com. Thanks for watching this interview. And be sure to check out Havok's newest album, Unnatural Selection, with some totally badass cover art. Who did the cover art for that?
His name is Raf. He's in Poland. I can't pronounce his last name. It's Raf, and and then W with a lot of consonants.
But yeah, you'll be sure to want to check out that album because it's one of my favorite straight up metal albums of the year. And be sure to catch them on tour, the rest of their tour, Soulfly, and if you're over across the pond in Europa Land, be sure to check them out on their headliner tour. Again, Bradley Dillon, later.